Welcome to the Settlement Channel. I'm Vanessa Pang. Today we will take a look at how to work with special needs attorneys to determine the role of structured settlements in a personal injury settlement. Andrew Hook is here to help us with that. He is the president of the Hook Law Center. He practices in many areas of the law, including elder law, long-term care planning, special needs planning, and personal injury settlement consulting. Since 2006, he has been named by Virginia Super Lawyers magazine as one of the top lawyers in Virginia. He's also the former president of the Special Needs Alliance, the premier national organization of lawyers working with special needs trusts. Andrew, let's start with the basics. What is a structured settlement?
It's an annuity. It's got special tax treatment under the Internal Revenue Code, that it's designed to be used in personal injury settlements, and where the personal injury settlement is paid into the structured settlement, the entire monthly payment is tax-free. It's been very commonly used probably since the late 90s, because in addition to having the tax benefit, they provide a way to ensure that the plaintiff's proceeds aren't mismanaged or spent before they're fully needed. Unfortunately, when you look at sudden wealth, I think the studies will show that about 80% of people that suddenly get a sudden wealth will dissipate it probably within about 5 years.
You mentioned personal injury settlements. Well, what is the role of structured settlements in personal injury settlements?
Well, they were very commonly initially used because, once again, it was a way to ensure that the plaintiff's benefits weren't dissipated. You know, unfortunately, sometimes people get sudden wealth. Suddenly, they overspend, and then certainly within 5 years, for many people, it's all gone. But their needs will continue. So it's a way to protect a stream of income for the plaintiff and obtain professional management with the funds, because the structured settlement funds are being managed by the insurance company, to make sure that they're professionally invested. And it does have a favorable tax benefit. The earnings inside the structured settlement, when they're paid out, will be tax-free.
So tell me, Andrew, how do personal injury counsel, special needs attorneys, and structured settlement brokers work together to determine appropriate use of structures?
Well, the one disadvantage or a disadvantage of a structured settlement is they're inflexible, meaning that once you buy it, there is a set order of payments that are being made by the insurance company. And the insurance company, that's what the contract says, and the insurance company is going to pay those funds out in accordance with that schedule. One of the difficulties is, however, people with special needs sometimes need liquidity. You know, a future payment won't help them when they have a bill that they have to pay today that doesn't fit within that monthly income. So one of the concerns is always, when you're sitting down with the structured settlement broker, the personal injury lawyer, and the disability lawyer, is a special needs lawyer, is to determine, how much of the overall settlement should be, when you use the terminology, structured, put into a structured settlement. How much of it should be in cash or then invested investments that could be liquidated, certainly within a day or 2 days, to provide liquidity to, for example, to buy a house, to buy a car, to make other purchases or unforeseen expenses where you need cash, and future payments won't help you with that.
What is the relationship between structured settlements and special needs trusts?
Well, special needs trusts are a means of managing the assets of a person that has a long-term disability, where they're relying on public benefits such as Medicaid and SSI to help pay for their expenses and to pay for their medical care. And when you use a special needs trust, the United States Congress, by law, has said that assets and income received by the special needs trust, assuming it meets all the requirements of the federal code, will not disqualify the plaintiff or the person with special needs for those public benefits. So the structure would be paid, rather than to the plaintiff, would be paid to the trust. And then the receipt of the payments by the trust wouldn't disqualify the plaintiff for that, either Medicaid or SSI.
So what are the payout options?
Very, very flexible. I mean, you can sit down with an insurance company. You can have a level monthly amount. You can have level monthly amounts that increase with inflation. You have level monthly amounts that at irregular times will increase. You can have special payments like at certain ages where you know there will be need to be a replacement of a vehicle or projected replacement of vehicle could provide for special payments. So really it's a matter of sitting down and determining what you need, and then as a matter of the contract, you could build that into the distribution program for the structure, and it's very flexible. So once it's negotiated, becomes part of the contract and issued, then it can't be changed.
Is there any other important information you want people to know about special needs trusts?
I think the most important going forward is making sure the correct allocation between what assets should be held in liquid form and what portion should be held in a structure is extraordinarily important. With S&Ts, it's very important that the beneficiary of that structure should be the trust in order to avoid having the payments attributable as income to the person with special needs. They're the two issues that immediately come to mind.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you.
And you've been watching the Settlement Channel.